We are so in this bitch. Yo, does this look weird? This looks weird, doesn't it? I mean, it would work really well. No, it looks weird. I don't even know what script I'm gonna do today. I just noticed it's really fucking nice lighting in here, and I never have nice lighting on my videos. So I'm like, you know what? We should probably do something with this, huh? Also, new angle? I mean, look at me. Good lighting, nice angles. What am I, a YouTuber? Okay. Ooh, goody, another show that Gabe is 14 months late for. I just love it so much. I'm so excited. You know, I was gonna review this one a while back, but then I got sad. Look, if you know me or my channel, you already know how I feel about Netflix originals, alright? They're like if you took a pizza that had, you know, pretty nice ingredients, so not pineapple, maybe some pepperoni, maybe some cheese, maybe some, dare I say, olives, and you put it in this nice big industrial oven, only to let it cook halfway through. Almost everything Netflix has done up until this point has been the simplification, the cheapening of cinema, if you can even call it that. So when I saw that Netflix came out with a live-action Avatar, well, I avoided it. Like the plague. I mean, hell, I even watched Three Body Problem before even giving this one a chance. For those of you who grew up on the original show, like me, or have even just watched it recently because of the new one, you'll know that it's not really made for live action. In fact, it's probably better if it never existed that way. Right? But does Netflix care about that? No. So naturally, I was skeptical. I was wary. How could you not be? But then, while mindlessly scrolling through the endless red and black dumpster fire that is Netflix series, I was reminded why I fell in love with this show in the first place. As a standalone kids cartoon, Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender is practically perfect, and that's definitely not a hot take. I'm not alone in this. It has the pinnacle of a protagonist in Aang, someone whose heart is the purest it could possibly be because, well, he literally never had the chance to experience the world's evil. But at the same time, he has this immense weight and pressure on him because he woke up to a world that's completely destroyed and divided by war, and for some reason he's the only person alive that can put an end to it. I mean, talk about stakes, like for a kids show? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. The Last Airbender prevails, even in my adult years, as one of the best shows I've ever seen, and I've probably watched it, I don't know, 10 times at this point. And so, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm scrolling, I'm scratching my nuts until I come across this daunting image. And for once in my life, I just decided to let go of all my cynicism, all my gross disdain of whatever the hell Netflix is doing these days, and I thought, you know what? How bad could it be? How bad could it be? Come on. I mean, a show this good, you couldn't possibly fuck it up that bad.
I like to play airball and eat banana cakes and goof off with my friends. That's who I am.
Ugh. God. Oh, God. Okay, for real though, how did they do with this? Because I feel like I've just been rambling about nostalgia and nut scratching for the last 5 minutes. So as much as I don't want to talk about it, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's be real then and acknowledge that the bar for the show itself was set extremely high, and the bar for a live-action version of that show was set the lowest it could possibly go. Was it better than the original show? No, of course not, and it never would be. And honestly, I don't even think Netflix was really at fault for that. It just wasn't really meant to be. But was it at least better than, you know... Yeah, it was better than that. It was better. Look, I don't know where Netflix gets its casting directors, but this is probably the closest live-action adaptation to the original when it comes to the look. Sokka, on point. Aang, close enough. Katara, well, she looks like Katara, and that's about as far as it goes. I do not know how they found these people, and they definitely weren't the best actors in the auditions, but god damn if they don't look the part. Now, when it comes to the actual storyline, well, luckily for the writers, it's laid out pretty perfectly. I mean, I don't think there's any possible way they could fuck this up.
Get that to the Earth King. You're going to start a war. Oh no!
Okay, not gonna lie, it started off all right. I mean, we got this cool fight scene, and whoa, that's kind of a lot of violence, but okay. And wait, why are we showing Aang's backstory? What is this dialogue? What's happening? And then the showrunners almost immediately double down by starting to blend things together, like Teo and his father living in Omashu instead of the Northern Air Temple. The whole King Boomy arc seemed a little rushed. And before you say anything, yeah, I know, they only had 8 episodes to get through the first season. Like, I get that time constraint is a thing. But that just goes back to what I was saying before. A show like The Last Airbender can't be rushed. There's a reason that it was split into 20-minute episodes originally. Besides the fact that it was network television, which practically doesn't exist anymore, irrelevant. But it allows us as the audience to really get invested in the characters, even if they aren't doing the plot in every episode. There's an extreme version of this. We call it One Piece. We don't have to talk about that on this channel. But because of this 1 hour and some change episode format that still kind of compresses the storyline, we miss out on those moments that make the show what it is to hardcore fans. Like Aang's penguin rides in the Southern Water Temple, or the childlike innocence of Katara and even Sokka until they realize the stakes of Aang's siblings' friendship. And maybe this isn't the showrunner's fault necessarily, but Zuko eventually comes off as less of a moody son of an emperor and more of just a whiny little bitch. All the characters in this show just seem way too serious, way too real. I don't know how the fuck that could have happened. And it really doesn't help that Netflix took the very gratuitous liberty of putting some pretty graphic deaths in some of the battle scenes. Like, this is definitely no longer a kid's show, and for what? So you could flex your ridiculous budget and your flashy Nvidia card? Come on now. Hey, Editor Gabe here. Yeah, this has me going on a tangent thinking about all the gratuitous violence that Netflix decides to just insert in all of their originals, and how in some shows and movies it works really well, or should work. Like in the Mortal Kombat movie they made and completely botched. Like, that was the perfect setting for Netflix to do well, and somehow they still messed it up. Anyways, as I was watching Netflix's Avatar and people actually getting hit with the fireballs and then like dying or getting severely injured, it was like, when I was watching the animated show as a kid, I wasn't thinking people were actually dying from, you know, firebending. I thought it was kind of just like Pokemon. You get hit and then you get knocked out and then you know, regenerate and restart or whatever. And that's why the whole side plot of Jet, and Jet being the only character in the animated version that dies, has so much more weight, because it was like, he was a good guy and he actually died on the show. For a kid's show, that's kind of heavy. But then Netflix says, nah, everybody just gets killed and it's all over the place and everyone fucking sucks. So I don't know. I just think that there's a place for gratuitous violence, and Avatar wasn't exactly it. But I'm already repeating myself, so let's just get back to the video. All this to say something I already said at the beginning of this video. This show shouldn't exist. And when season 2 comes out, damn it, I'll probably be watching it, but I'm not gonna hold my breath, okay? Nor am I gonna use that breath to blow hot air off the helmet of an Admiral Zhao that had less personality than a fucking Subway sandwich. Wait a minute, before I go, just a quick disclaimer. Drew Gooden actually made a video about this show actually when it came out that pretty much says exactly what I'm saying in this video, but just more eloquently and with more detail and with more examples of the show, so this video shouldn't exist either. You just wasted your time. Oh yeah, and then just, you know, like and subscribe and hit the bell and fucking comment or whatever if you don't want me to keep making late-ass reviews for late-ass shows that don't even matter anymore. Okay, goodbye.